Discipline is the secret of the strong. Life has never been a smooth path. At times, we may feel as though we are walking down a road bathed in sunlight, yet just one unexpected event can bring everything crashing down. Failure, loss, betrayal, illness, all of these can strike without warning, leaving behind wounds that seem impossible to heal. Some people collapse under the weight and never rise again. Yet there are also those who transform pain into strength, who use adversity as a stepping stone toward growth. The true question is not, "Why did this happen to me?" but rather, "How will I face it?" It is in those darkest hours that a person's true character is revealed. The journey of rising after falling is not merely a process of recovery, it is a profound transformation that shapes us into a silent warrior, strong from within, resilient without needing display, and peaceful amid life's storms. This essay is a journey through 8 stages, from the moment of collapse, to finding strength again, to cultivating willpower, mastering emotions, and finally becoming an unyielding spirit, living a quiet life filled with immense power. Life rarely offers warnings before disaster strikes. In the blink of an eye, what once seemed solid can dissolve like dust. A career painstakingly built may suddenly collapse, a cherished relationship may drift apart, or health once thought stable may deteriorate without notice. In such moments, one often sits in silence, overwhelmed and helpless before what has happened. Such pain does not only scar the body but also embeds deep wounds in the soul. Some choose to complain, to curse the cruelty of fate. Others bury themselves in despair, losing the will to go on. Yet within that moment of darkness lies a hidden opportunity, the chance to look deeply within and ask, "Who am I when I have nothing left to cling to?" Falling is not the end. It is a reminder that we have entered a new chapter, one where inner strength is tested to its very core. Sometimes, collapse itself marks the beginning of a journey of growth we never imagined we could endure. When pushed to the edge, we realize that willpower may be the only thread tying us to life. Willpower does not erase pain instantly, but it gives us a reason to keep moving, even if just one small step at a time. Rising after a fall is never easy, but the moment we refuse to surrender is already a great victory. Willpower begins with simple acts, waking up a little earlier, finishing a small task, or simply reminding oneself, "I will not give up today." These small victories accumulate, gradually forming an enduring strength that carries us farther than we ever believed possible. Those with strong willpower understand they cannot control every event, but they can control how they respond. Each fall followed by a rise is another forging of the soul, making it steadier, more unyielding. And one day, we will realize that willpower is the strongest foundation upon which to rebuild life. If willpower is the spark in the darkness, then discipline is the fire that keeps it alive. Without discipline, willpower inevitably fades before temptation and fatigue. Those who have fallen and chosen to rise again know that endurance does not come from fleeting inspiration, but from rigorous self-discipline. Inner discipline means learning to control one's emotions, thoughts, and actions. It begins with restraining impulsive reactions, replacing harmful habits with healthier choices. Discipline also lies in patience, refusing to quit when results do not appear immediately. The disciplined do not chase perfection, they seek progress day by day. Every time they conquer themselves, by not lashing out in anger, by resisting old habits, by persevering with a goal, they achieve a quiet but priceless victory. Discipline transforms pain into strength, chaos into order, and the fallen into resilient warriors. Life constantly tests us with overwhelming emotions, anger, fear, envy, despair. Without mastery, we become slaves to them, acting blindly, hurting ourselves and others. But when we learn emotional mastery, we gain an invisible weapon, a strength that keeps us steady amid upheaval. Emotional mastery is not suppression but awareness, understanding, and transformation. When angry, instead of exploding, we can choose silence and reflection. When afraid, instead of running, we can take small steps forward. Each moment of control reaffirms our freedom in the storm of life. The truly strong are not those who never feel anger or fear, but those who refuse to let anger and fear rule their lives. Calmness is the clearest sign of a mature soul, the bedrock upon which inner peace is built. One of the greatest qualities that allows us to rise after adversity is the ability to view life with strategic thinking. Rather than being led by negative emotions, the strategic mind analyzes, evaluates, and finds the optimal path. This is not just survival, it is the art of turning adversity into opportunity. Strategic thinking begins with the question, what can I learn from this failure? Every hardship holds a lesson, and when we are clear-eyed enough to see it, failure ceases to be an ending, it becomes the beginning of a new path. The strategist does not waste energy complaining, but focuses on adapting and acting. Through this lens, difficulties become springboards for growth. Just as a seed can only sprout when buried in dark soil, humans grow by using darkness as the birthplace of new strength. Then we realize, adversity is not the enemy, but a stern teacher instructing us in the art of wiser, tougher living. Amid the noise of life, few realize that the greatest strength lies not in action, but in stillness. Stillness is not outward silence, but inner serenity, a state where the mind is no longer disturbed by noise, temptation, or fear. This calm allows us to see clearly, make wise decisions, and remain balanced in every circumstance. A quiet soul is not swayed by praise or blame. It does not need to prove or compete. Those who find inner stillness no longer chase empty illusions but live truthfully with themselves. They walk through storms as though on a path of sunshine, for their strength comes from within, independent of the outer world. In stillness, we learn that victory lies not in defeating others, but in conquering ourselves. That victory is eternal, for no force can steal the peace we have planted within. One of the greatest fruits of the journey of rising is spiritual freedom. As long as we cling to the approval of others, we remain shackled. As long as we fear loss, we are not yet free. Only when we learn to let go can we experience the vast openness of the soul. Spiritual freedom means living true to one's values, unbound by comparison, competition, or societal judgment. The spiritually free do not race against anyone, for they know their path is unique. They do what is right not for applause, but because it is the heart's choice. In this state, we taste true happiness, not from wealth or power, but from serene authenticity. This is real richness, untouchable, independent of circumstance, found only within. Ultimately, the journey of rising is not just about becoming stronger, it is about becoming a silent warrior. A silent warrior does not flaunt power or seek validation, yet within their calm resides an unshakable force. The silent warrior knows the greatest enemy is the self. Each day, they fight battles against anger, laziness, fear, blind desire. But they fight quietly, without noise, without seeking recognition. Their silence is the loudest roar, for it reveals freedom and absolute mastery. The silent warrior is no longer bound by praise or insult, no longer shaken by adversity. They live peacefully, yet powerfully, humbly, yet unyielding. This is the highest symbol of inner strength, a strength nothing can break. Life will always bring moments that make us fall. But falling is not failure, it is an invitation to rise and become a stronger version of ourselves. The journey is never easy, it demands willpower, discipline, emotional mastery, strategic vision, and above all, inner stillness. But the reward is priceless, spiritual freedom and the strength of a silent warrior. When we understand this, we no longer fear falling. For each fall is but a step toward higher ground, deeper growth. And one day, we will smile and realize, it was the wounds of yesterday that made us the resilient soul we are today. The strongest person is not the one who never stumbles, but the one who knows how to rise after every fall. And when we become silent warriors, we do more than survive adversity, we discover the strength to live authentically, peacefully, and eternally.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.